Hope everyone's having a great day. Today's Sunday. It's about to be a beautiful day here in Buffalo. I want to show you guys some cool videos because depending on when you watch this, 𝗘𝗵𝗂𝗱 just broke 2 hours in the marathon and everyone's talking about his shoes that he was wearing. And I've already heard people, trying to, when the Vaporflies came out, which is like the shoe that's supposed to improve your running times, everyone was kind of scooping them up and they still are. And I'm sure there's gonna be a huge push for some new shoes. But I want to actually show you 𝗘𝗵𝗂𝗱's running. Because while the shoes might have helped him, and it's proving, or people are starting to kind of dig into that and it's looking like it did, he still had some foundational things that you guys should realize. Because everyday runners, the runners like you and I, and we always kind of go for the off-the-shelf solution to a lot of problems. And if you can just build the building blocks of what you need as a runner based off of good movement and good things like that, good strength, good movement patterns, good run form, you're going to be a lot farther ahead than dropping $200 on a pair of shoes that's going to wear out every couple hundred miles to cut off a little bit of time. Most runners, if they can just learn how to run properly, they can see massive improvements in their running, and it also helps decrease injury. You don't have to spend $200 every couple months on a new pair of shoes, and you can get a lot of benefits. So I'm going to show you his running, and before I jump over to that, let me figure this out. If you want help with your running, go to the link in this post I put there. We got a cool deal where we're helping people with their run form that expires this week. So let's take a look here. So let me just make sure I got everything in here. So we're just going to let this play pretty slow, and I want to just kind of show you his run form. Now, we're not going to expect to see this with every single runner because the sheer speed that this guy is running at is amazing. So what I like to just kind of cover is some things that he's doing really well that you can help in your running. And I'm going to show you another runner, how most of you probably run and why it's slowing you down. So you're going to see him push off on his left foot, and when he's off the ground, which is essentially here, he's traveling very far. His stride length is open. He's pushing off and carrying down the road, and then he finally touches down right there. A couple things you can't see, which we're going to look at on this side. So pushes off. There's so much time of float, and I always say this with runners. When you're spending time on the ground, you're slowing down, and you're also increasing your risk for injury. So you want to maximize how far you go. When he pushes off, he's going to just travel until he finally hits the ground. What most runners do is by the time they push off, I'm going to show you in a minute, by the time they push off, they're already back on the ground. And they're kind of just leapfrogging themselves and battering into the ground the whole time. And it really stops you from running faster. When you really want to do is open that stride up just like he's doing here. This is somewhat speed dependent. I know chances are no one here is running his pace. So it does apply to you if you don't run this fast because it's somewhat effort dependent, but you can use this in your own running. If you learn to open your stride, you can run faster. The other thing that we're seeing right out of the gate here is his foot placement. So most runners, they tend to have that foot way out to the front. Again, I'm going to show you one of those runners here in a second. But when we get the foot out to the front, it causes a braking force that drives us backwards. You can see 𝗘𝗵𝗂𝗱, he's got a perfectly bent knee. And this is really what we talk about. A lot of runners talk about, I need to land on my midfoot or my forefoot and things. It's really about the knee position. Like we talk about midfoot running all the time, but it's really about this knee position. You can see how he's got a nice bent knee, and you can see that back leg kicking up in the air. These things, the stride, the carry, the things that you're seeing with him, the midfoot landing, the picking up of the foot, it does not matter what shoe is on his foot if he's not doing these things. The form comes first, and then he tacked on some extra speed probably from these shoes. But these high leg kick, the things that we're seeing here with his running is foundational stuff. Like everyone should be doing this when you're running. Problem is, and let me show you here, this is how most people run, right, is here. And let's think about this for a second. They push off, and you can see there's no carry. By the time this runner pushes off, they're already touching down on the other side. So there's no carry in that stride. We see that the leg's way out to the front. So that's that battering force. Remember how 𝗘𝗵𝗂𝗱 had, his leg was coming here, and then if this was going to mimic that, which every runner should be at least mimicking this, a nice vertical shin landing on a bent knee, that would help with shock absorption. It also helps with speed because you're not going to be slowing down as much. And then we look, so no open stride, we're overstriding, and then when she pushes off, you're going to see no real big lift on the backside of that stride. So you can see how the foot doesn't really come up in the air here, and it swings through very, very low to the ground. These are the type of things that need to be fixed before you worry about what shoes you have on. You need to have good form, and to do that, a couple things to focus on. If you want help with this, check out the link in this post or just go to myrunform.com. For the rest of this week, depending on when you're watching this, it's expiring soon. We have 20% off on our analysis, but here's what you need to know, is you need to identify where you're weak and identify your movement flaws. You need to learn how to stop way overstriding. You need to learn how to open your stride. And you need to learn how to pair strength and exercises that will help fix some imbalances and weakness. And then you can look at, oh my God, I've maximized my run form. My run form is fantastic. My strength is good. I want a little bit faster. I want to go a little bit faster. Then you start looking at these off-the-shelf things. It's ass backwards for a lot of people because it's simpler, right? I can buy this product, get this result, hopefully. But when you work on your form, just like every other sport, swimming, golf, when you practice the mechanics and you get them right, there's a huge payoff on the other side for that, and it's a long-lasting payoff. So focus on your form this week. If you want help with your run form, check out myrunform.com, and it does pay off. We've been seeing amazing results for our runners, and I know it'll work for you. Not I think, I know it'll work for you as well. So check out myrunform.com if you want some help. Remember what Kipchoge does, and hopefully that helps you guys this week in your running. Have a great day. Bye-bye.